Hello everyone. Here is a basic customer insights dashboard that we are trying to create on online retail data set. So how have we created this dashboard? How is it interacting with other visuals when we are selecting something? You will learn in this chapter. So let's get started. Hello everyone. We are starting customer insights dashboard on online retail data set in Power BI. The data set that we are going to use is downloaded from uci.edu website. It is called online retail, and you can see here in this data set that here we have these columns, which is invoice number, which is a categorical column. Its role is ID. We have a stock code, a 5-digit integral number uniquely assigned to each distinct product. So stock code is unique for each product. Description, it is a feature and it's categorical and it is product name. In this data set, we don't have any missing values. We have description, we have quantity. It is a feature which is integer. The quantities of each product item per transaction. It has invoice date, the day and time when each transaction was generated, unit price, product price per unit, customer ID, and country. So we will try and create customer insights dashboard. It is an Excel file which basically looks like this. So here you have invoice number, you have stock code, you have description, quantity, invoice date, unit price, customer ID. You can see uh, customers have ordered, one customer has ordered more than one product, which you can see, country from where customer has ordered the products. We'll open Power BI and we will try to connect with the data set. Since it's an Excel file, we can import data directly from Excel. When we are trying to select the Excel connector, you can see online retail has been selected. It is establishing the connection. In online retail folder, we can see, and what you have to make sure is invoice number, stock code, everything, the column name and everything is appearing properly. We don't have to transform this data, so we will simply load it. And now it is reading the data. It is approximately 22 MB file. So now the table name is online retail. You have to remember that whatever is your table name, you have to remember that. So first thing that we are doing here is we will go to insert and we will insert a shape. We will insert a rectangle here, and this will be like our header, and in the rectangle I will enter a text box and we will name it as customer insights dashboard. Customer insights dashboard, and we will simply increase its size to 28. We will increase its size to 28, and since we are going to place it on a header which is dark, so we will change its color also to something lighter, and then we will simply move it here. So here if you will click it, you will see its properties. In properties, if you will go to effect, you can see the background color. You can select the same background color, so it will match like this. So this is our customer insights dashboard. Now we have many such dashboards on our playlist of Power BI, so you can If you have seen those videos, you will understand this very easily. Otherwise, we will try to include everything in this video as well. Now, there are some visuals that we will try to create in. So the first visual that we will try to build is count of customers. And to build this visual, what we will do, first we will create a card here, and in the card we will first do some, there are two ways, either you can do some styling first or then load the data, or you can load the data and do some styling. So here customer ID represents each and every customer, so we will select this and it will give you count of customer ID, that is 40683K. If you will go to this data set and select all of them, you will see it is the same thing, 406830. Now there are many repetitive customer IDs also, right? So what this is showing you, it is showing you count of customer ID. So when you put a field in a card, it shows you count of customer ID. It shows you count of that field, or you can select any other aggregate function also. But here instead of count, if you will select count distinct, so this is count of customer ID. So this is the total number of unique customers that this company has. Now, how to style this? So when you have selected a visual, remember this visual should be selected, and then go to format your visual. From here you will see two things, call out value and category label. Okay, so on our playlist, we have built some other dashboards also where we have explained the process of formatting a visual. So you can refer to them also, because in every dashboard visual that we have created, we have explained some styling points or something that will help you in creating visuals of different kind. Call out label is this and call out value is this. So by styling, if you want to change its color, its font size, its background color, its font family, those things can be done. If you don't want to show category label, you can turn it off and you can assign some color to your call out value. Let's say we are assigning this color. Now, then you can go to the general tab. From here, you can see the properties. You can log the aspect ratio, so it will always remain this aspect ratio, 150 height, 300 for width. You can adjust its position from here also, or from simple drag and drop also. And you can set some padding, that is padding top, padding bottom, whatever you want to set. There are some advanced options which we will discuss later. Title is something that you need to enable, and this is customer count or count of customers. Okay, so you can see in the card now the title is visible. You can increase the font size of title, okay, and you can align it to center, and you can change it text color to your heading text color. You can make it bold, and this way you can do this. Now we will again go to general tab. In effects you will find things like background, shadow, those type of things. So if you want to change its background color, you can set it to something like this, or set something like this, whatever you think you need. You can set some transparency also, so that you can, let's say 99% transparency. You can enable shadow, and this will create something like this. So now we have customer count in our dashboard. Now when we'll go to the visual, we will see that uh, we have orders coming from different countries also. Okay, that is United Kingdom, France. This is a categorical column. So Germany. So since there are only two or three countries, and when there is geographical data in your data set, what you can do is you can either create a field map, or for such categorical fields you can also create a pie chart. I will show you both options. You can choose any one of them. First we will select a field map, and in field map what we will do is we will select country. So first we will select the country, and then we will select quantity, that is quantity ordered. And when you will expand the field map, you will see something like this. Okay, it is showing Canada, Brazil, Germany, Australia, and so on. And what is happening right now is it is showing the same color for all values, so it is showing the same color for all values here, and it is showing only the blue color. Usually what happens is you have to provide some kind of gradient. So for example, if you go to Australia, you can see a very big number, 83,653. On the other hand, in Brazil it is 356. So there should be some kind of gradient in the blue color or whatever color you are choosing, that if the color is light, that represents a number that is lower, and if the color is dark, that represents a number that is higher. So to do that, first you will go to format visual. Here are different map settings, like you can select road, aerial, you can select different type of map, dark, whatever you think is good for your visualization. Grayscale, I'll choose grayscale. And here you can go to legend. You cannot turn it on right now, because in your graph actually you have to select legend, which we have already dealt in our playlist when we were doing chapter of map, so where we explained different things. But here you have to go to fill color, and either you can do show all, so what you can do is in show all, it will give you the list of countries that you have. Okay, one thing that you can do, you can assign different color to different countries, like let's say to Austria this, to Bahrain this, to Belgium this, to Brazil this is one thing that you can do to show different colors, for Canada this color. So this way your graph will look, or it will have more details. Or what you can do is you can simply go to FX, which is conditional formatting, and here you have to select the format style as gradient, and it is asking what field should we base it on. So from online retail, we will select quantity, because sum of quantity is something that we will base this gradient on. That means if the sum of quantity is very low or zero, gradient will have a very light color. You can select even lighter color. It's your choice. So it will select a very light color, and if it has the maximum value, you will select a very dark color. So this is how you can do. Now you can go to more colors, and you can select even a darker color. So it's your choice. Now when you will click OK, so you will see it is showing like this, country UK. And as compared to UK, now the quantity ordered in UK, you can see that other values are appearing very light. Okay, so we can go back again, and in fill colors we will again see, and we can start with a lighter blue color. Let's try. So here you can see, so all these countries that are light in color have those numbers, and all these countries, that means UK, which has the darkest color, has actually most number of orders. So now you can go to visual, and you can go to general and title, and instead of sum of quantity by country, you can write something like total quantity by country, and you can increase its size to the other visual size, text color to your base color, and fix. But since this is a customer insights dashboard we are building, so what we are going to do is, in our visual, instead of sum of quantity, we will remove this field, and we will get customer ID, and in tooltip we will put count of customer ID, you know. So you will see that, and again, as we did earlier, it should be count distinct. Okay, so because most number of orders were from UK, so obviously it is not changing our graph too much, but it is giving an indication like from which country we have those orders. Okay, now you also have the quantity, and you also have unit price. Okay, so what you can do is, you can go to modeling and create a new measure. You can call it revenue or whatever you want to call, and here you can write something like, uh, first you have to write your name of your table. So since it is a measure, first we have to write something like sum. So what sum does is very simple to understand. It adds all the numbers in a column, and what column we are selecting is, we are selecting quantity, and then we will use the star operator, which is multiplication, and instead of quantity we will select unit price. So this, so you will see, you will start receiving some kind of warnings for this. So one way to do is, you can put a parenthesis here and a parenthesis here. That is total revenue. For total revenue, you can do something like this. Sum of online retail quantity and sum of online retail unit price. This will also give you some kind of revenue. And you can also create a calculated column. So you can go to modeling and create a new column. So that column will be called as revenue. And in that column, what you can do, you can simply write the formula, that is quantity multiplied by unit price. Obviously, you have to give the table name here, but that will, once that column is created, then you can select that column like other fields that we are choosing, and then you can do things like average revenue per order, you know different things like that. So what we are going to call it is total revenue, let's say. This is one way of doing it. So now, in a card visual, or we can do one simple thing, because we have already created a card visual. We will copy and paste this visual so that we don't have to do the styling again. And here, instead of count of customer ID, you can drag the total revenue, and you can go to its title, and sorry, in general you can go to title, and instead of customer count, you can write something like total revenue. Now other thing, because again we are focusing on customer insights here, so the other thing that we are going to do is, and you have to learn these things also. So now I will show you how to create a calculated column. In Power BI, we have these three type of views. One is report view, one is table view, one is model view. In model view, you will see your entire model, like, you know, if we had more tables, you will see them, how they are related. So it's a model structure. In tabular view, you will see those tables. So you can see when we create a measure, this calculator icon comes here, but you don't see any column over here because it's not a calculated column. But when we go to modeling tab and create a new column or a calculated column, and this time we will call it revenue column, okay, and or let's call it C revenue. Just we are naming it as C revenue, whatever you want to call it, customer revenue, whatever. Now in this column, you can multiply those two other columns, that is quantity and unit price. So here you will write quantity multiplied by unit price. Here it will not give you any issue, and this way a C revenue column will be created. So here you can see it's a calculated column. Now in calculated col, if it is a calculated column, what you can do is uh, we can create a table also, and what you can do is now with the help of this you can create other type of visuals also. Obviously there are 4,000 customers, so putting them in a pie chart or donut chart is possible, but will, you know, it will not be advisable. But you can at least create a simple table. So this is just an example showing you a table of all the customers and the revenue that we have got. So when you select a table, you have to drag columns. So obviously the first column that we are going to drag is the customer ID. If there was customer name, we would have dragged that. So this is customer ID, and this is count of customer ID. Here we don't have to summarize. Don't summarize means show all. Okay. So it will have a scroll bar so that you can scroll to each customer, and then it has C revenue. So what we created. So on top it is showing the total revenue, and here it is showing this. Okay. So this is also one way of doing it. And once you will see this, so you will understand the difference. That's why creating a measure for, if you have to create a measure for this, then you have to do something which will calculate row wise, which will calculate the sum row wise. What we are doing here is we are doing sum of quantity, we are doing sum of unit price. So this can give you a wrong answer. So earlier I did not explain this because now you also know the correct answer from this. So that's why this is the difference between sum and sum x. Let me paste this. This is sum x. In sum x, now you can see. So in sum x, first you select the table. First parameter, you pass the name of your table, and then you can do the evaluation. So evaluation is for every column in this table, we want to multiply the quantity by unit price. Okay. It is same as writing something like this. So if quantity is D and if unit price is F, so you can write something like, you know, D uh, 2 multiplied by F2. So it will give you something like this, and then you can, you know, do this. This is your revenue, and when you will do its sum, it will come as the same value. So either you can do it in your Excel also, or, but we are learning Power BI, so we can do the same thing. Now once you will do this and click apply, so you will see total revenue is 9.75 million, which is close to what we are getting here. So this is another way of doing things. So in your customer insight dashboard, we now have the customer count, we have the total revenue, and we have customer wise total revenue. You can click on this visual and you can click on any customer. So it is an interactive data. This customer is from Finland and has given us total 1.80k revenue, and you can click outside, so it will go back to normal. And since it is, this visual has less number of fields, you can do it like this. Okay, one more thing that you can do here is you can add more details to this data, and you can add the country name also. Okay, so here you will see, now when you will add country also, so what it is doing is, on top it is showing you total revenue by country, and when the customer names are starting, it is showing you customer ID wise total revenue. Okay, this is what it is doing, and you can zoom it also, and you can see. Important thing is, once these type of visuals are created, so you can export them as CSV also. So you have done some calculation, you can show it as a table, or you can export the data as CSV. So you will get that Excel file or CSV file for you. So next visual we are trying to build is monthly revenue, although it is part of sales inside dashboard, but we will see how we can use it here. So to create monthly, yearly, or overall data where date field is involved, the best type of graph to see is a line chart. So we are going to use a line chart here, and since we have too much space in the bottom, we can utilize that, and we can create something like this. Now why we are doing is because we have an invoice date column. So when you will see invoice date, you will see an arrow here. You have an option to expand and collapse this. That is because if there is any date, so you can do that, right? You can see the date hierarchy. So from date you can have year, quarter, month, or day. We are selecting month. If you want to see quarterly revenue, you can select quarter also. If you want to select daily revenue, that means from 1 to day 31, you can do that. You can select the entire date if you want to see for each day. So we are selecting month, so it will summarize data for us. Although we may have many years, but doesn't matter how many years we have, we will have 12 months only. So it will summarize the data for all 12 months. So that's why we have selected month here in x-axis. And so on x-axis you will see name of months, and on y-axis you will see uh, something that you can select unit price. And since we already have a created column, that is, I forgot to show you that it will show, some kind of revenue because quantity is 1, so it will show you that. Let me bring it down. Quantity is 6, so it is multiplying 2.95 by 6 and giving you this, right, dynamically. So you can select that also, it's your choice. And now you can see, and this will give us a simple conclusion that November is the month overall. November is the month which has, given us most number of which has given us most revenue. Now you can also do count of orders. Okay, so here when you will go, you have invoice number. So there are, if we select the unique invoices, then you can probably see the invoice number. On the basis of invoice number, you can see select count of orders. So we have invoice number here, and you can select this to y-axis. But again, since these two values are, very far, so if you will put them in a same visual, so they will not help you. What we can do is we can try and put it in secondary y-axis. When you will put it in secondary y-axis, so it will kind of blend in with the other data. Now you are not seeing a flat line, you are seeing something that is parallel to your sum of revenue, although their numbers are different. So what you will see here is, it is dual axis. On one axis you are seeing sum of revenue, that is from 0.4 million to 1.4 million, and on other axis you are seeing count of invoice, that is 20,000 to 90,000. We are not doing unique count of invoice number, we are simply counting for every month. Okay, we can also do unique count if the situation is like that. So this is one such graph. You can again format this visual. There is a lot to do here, you know. You can create grid lines. Let's say we can select solid grid lines, you know, horizontal grid lines can be there, dotted grid lines can be there, whatever you want to do. And you can turn on markers, you can turn on data labels to, you know, show you those numbers also. You can turn on series labels to show what is sum of our revenue, what is count of this. So this way you can see the data. So this is a simple customer insight dashboard. Why customer? Let's say we want to see for a particular customer. Okay. Let's say we have clicked on it. So when you will click on any header, it will arrange, you know, it will arrange it in its descending order. If you will click again, it will arrange in ascending order. So this customer is minus, from here we have minus revenue, here we have plus revenue. So if we click on this customer, you know, so now everything will be filtered for this customer only. Okay, and you can see this customer has ordered from Netherlands and has ordered mostly in August and, you know, mostly in October. So based on this, you can decide, like suppose your marketing team is doing some kind of email marketing, giving just an example. So you can see in which months this customer, you know, doesn't order anything. You can create some kind of formula logic also. So you can create some kind of email automation based on it, that if the customer is not ordering something in that particular month, so you can give them some kind of offers, you can give them some kind of, you know, or goods or something that they will kind of like, and they can order something back. So this is one simple example. And let's click it once again. If you click North America, okay, so you can see in North America there are only 4 customers and they have ordered in which month. If you will click Brazil, you will see that. If you will click, let's say, Australia, so you will see that from Australia you are getting orders in every month. So this way your graph will be an interactive graph. You will see, you know, customer insights. There is a lot more that we can do here. So we have created this simple blog where we have created what type of key visuals and what type of dashboards you can create on this data set. You can create a sales performance dashboard. Customer insight dashboard is something that we are already creating, and you can see the key visuals, you know, customer count, customer segmentation, customer lifetime value also is something. You can create a table showing customer ID, total purchases, and average revenue per invoice, repeat versus new customers, you know, a bar donut chart showing the proportion of repeat customers, customer activity. So for creating a customer segmentation pie chart, we have already listed down the, you know, DAX functions that you have to create. Inventory and stock analysis dashboard, revenue and profit analysis dashboard. So all of this is something that you can go ahead and try. We have given you basic knowledge in our series. You will also have, we have a separate section of series for DAX functions, DAX formulas, from where you can learn all the DAX formulas easily. So you can go through those DAX formulas and try creating other dashboards also.